Hello there, it is Dream, and I know it has been a while, but today I'm making a little patch overview video to cover some of the important things that came out in the last EN patch with our anniversary, so let's just jump right into it. First things first, we got the new Bestower of All Chapter 2 storyline along with a new Limbo weapon, Limbo 2, or the Ruinous weapon series, along with the Dice board and the Fortune weapon series. I will probably be covering these weapons in a future video, so I'm not going to go too deep into them, other than to say that you should be able to go into the dice board right now and unlock all of the dice boards themselves. Use 0 tickets, use 0 difficulty as you're climbing through, and then once you get to the final board, start amping up the difficulty. Once you know you can beat the highest difficulty, then start using your tickets and do rushdown comps. That's basically the advice I'll give to that right now, but we'll probably cover weapons in a later video. Secondly, the new banner that came out is, of course, the villains. The villains of each of the 3 main arcs of the first parts of the story. And this banner, unfortunately, like we talked about in the podcast, if you listen to that, is basically, it's not so good because it's a triple banner, and there's only really one unit that we want out of it. That being August, being an extremely strong character, along with having an extremely strong A4. And so personally, I'm holding on. I'm holding strong, and I'm waiting until his rerun, which should happen within a year, to go for his A4 just on a whole solo banner. If Nier taught me anything, it's that going for a singular unit on a triple banner's A4 is a it's a cry into the void, hoping that someone hears you. So I do not recommend going all in on this banner unless you just really, really love the villains and you don't really care about being a meta slave going forward. That's perfectly fine, but this is definitely a hold your rubies and skip, along with the first anniversary festival guide banner. This banner is very, very good if you are a new player or you're re-rolling accounts. However, for people who already have a solid roster, played for a while, this banner is most definitely bait. It is a very good deal. However, you can guarantee yourself a 5-star traveler every month by doing the daily paid pull. And that is 3 times a better value than this banner is. Basically, so definitely dodge this. This is bait. You do not want a random gen pool character. You're going to want to actually spend your rubies on newly released characters, especially the coming MTs who have a lower pity on release. You're definitely going to want to save your rubies for those. That's kind of covering the banners we have. Of course, we have the free 10 pool every single day, and then we have the Selector coupon. I see there's a lot of discussion in the Discord about who you should use your Selector coupon on, and it basically just, there's no like straight up answer. It's just whoever best fills in your roster or a character that you really, really want that you missed. Those are really the only 2 ways to go about it. Recommendations in general are, if you don't have a good healer, pick a good healer. If you're missing like a core DPS like Therion's a good choice, stuff like that. If you have every character and you're just missing like a handful of like 5 to 10 characters, then that's where you have like kind of more of a which kind of comps do I use, what kind of characters do I like using. You know, don't pick a dark character if you don't really like using the dark element. Don't pick a bow character if it's going to be your only bow character. That kind of stuff. Pick stuff that'll improve your comp and what you're already doing in the game. Definitely my thoughts on that. The next thing I want to talk about is a newly added system that we finally got, the Awakening Stone Exchange. I hyped this up for about the last 4 months, and for good reason. It is a really pog system. However, it is not that good yet. And that is because we really only have really old general pool units in it so far, because none of the good, crazy units that are in the MT banner have come out yet, and even then, characters are not added to the Awakening shop until 6 months after their release and a patch. So, say 6 months after Joshua comes out, I cannot start getting Joshua Stone inside this shop right away. I have to wait for the next patch. So if that's a whole month because of the timing, then basically you have to wait 7 months for his to come in. And you also don't really want to be blowing these just willy-nilly, because this resource also goes into a system we're going to get soon called Pets, which will be a stat stick and an extra skill added onto every single character in your party. There are a bunch of free pets, but there are a bunch of paid pets too that use these Awakening shards. So I would not go breaking down all of your shards and maxing your favorite characters to A4 like this right away. As you can see, you can only buy one of each character per month. So even if you wanted to do that, it would take a series of months of you buying the same character stone. But right now, there's nothing really in here worth going crazy over. If there's a character that you're just off the A4 and it's after you've used all of your free anniversary pulls and you're kind of hoarding and you're not planning on pulling on anything general banner related for a while, then it's okay to pick it up and finish something off. But other than that, this is a full hold for right now, is my recommendation. Also, with your stones, I also recommend full holding this as well. In my mind, a lot of these were just free breaks. I mean, stuff like Sophia, where I have 5 extra Sophias and she's already A4. Those are still free breakdowns, but in JP, they announced that they are adding a new system where they're basically going back and giving every old character and new character an extra passive and an extra skill. This means that they're basically, it's their way of like rebuffing old characters and making them relevant again, or making them fit into more niches so that they're not just power crept out of ever being played in the game again. The example of this that was given to the Discord by Grape was that Lionel becomes a tank with a taunt, and he also gains a real nuke ability that he does not currently have. So even someone as looked down upon as Lionel gets some significant changes to the point where they're trying to make him playable in JP. So that being said, if there's a character that you just really don't use right now, it might end up getting a buff in the future, and I'll keep you guys updated when we get more information on which characters do end up seeing a significant boost in their strength from this system. But so for right now, full hold until you actually know what you're going to buy. Use your stones that are full extras that you know you're never using. Like I said, my Sophia is already A4, so all of these are free to use. Only really touch those right now. And we also have this Paw Print thing added, which is an extra reward you get from buying the monthly passes, kind of like a Welkin's Blessing or that kind of like a value monthly pack that are in most gacha games. This is what this is, where you buy it, you get the initial paid rubies for it, and then it also gives you extra rewards, free rubies every single day you log in, free items, and one of the items is these little Paw Prints. And every 60 days, if you own just the highest bundle, you will be able to obtain a Veteran Sacred Seal, which is a guaranteed random 5-star. Or if you have both passes, you are getting 8 a day, meaning that you will get this Sacred Seal every 38 days, so almost twice as fast. You can also buy tickets for the game board inside of the Historical Fragment shop, the Memory shop, and the Soul Dust shop. I recommend buying all 10 tickets out of each of those shops every single week because they are really cheap and they exponentially grow how much medals you're going to be getting from your dice board runs. Let's talk about the passes. So if you guys know about a little system called Tapjoy, Tapjoy is a system where basically the game advertises you other games and you can accept their bounties and go play them for Ruby rewards in this game. Usually when I go do that, I'm looking for ones where I can basically just either complete really easy tasks in a week or less, or they have bundles that I can buy that give me a multiplier on my money. And so these are basically what those are, just without having to play, you know, Raid Shadow Legends to get it this time, right? So if you buy both of these, it is $20 a month, or $20 every 31 days, and you get the 200 initial paid rubies, but you also get 465 extra free rubies for logging in every single few days. The rewards stack up so that you can collect up to, I think it's 5 or 6 days before. So you don't technically need to log in every single day like a Welkin's Blessing in Genshin. However, you do need to log in every few days to claim them all in bundles, which is really nice. You also get, you can see 2,000 Awakening Shards for buying the $12 pack every month, which will very nicely add up to help you guys start working towards those pets if you weren't already a big spender and don't already have a lot of extra dupe stones. It's very, very nice of them to do. And then, like I said, the Paw Prints, there's also add Kate skips, but they are not working in the game yet. Also, you get extra party sets, you get extra guide stones from your hunts, which is going to be really nice over the long term. And then double materials and double leaves for selling material to the blacksmith. This works in both item drops that you get, it'll be doubled. This works with boss ashes from the bonfires of battle, so you can get a ton of leaves very easily every single day by killing those. And then also it even works for exchange shop things. So if you go into the memory shop and you get the remembrance crystal, because you're making ballin gear or stuff like that. Even that stuff, when you give it to the blacksmith, is doubled. So that's very, very nice. Double efficiency on all of that kind of gear if you're crafting speed gear for your comps to maximize them. So yeah, these are definitely, if you have the money, the $12 one is an absolute 100% worth the money. And then if you can afford $20 a month, then getting both passes, definitely worth it if you are a long-term player. Like I said, it's the 200 paid rubies plus the 450 plus free rubies. So it is a 2.5 times multiplier on extra rubies than what you already would have bought. On top of that, we also have a 2 times regular bundle inside the shop right now for the anniversary. I definitely recommend picking those up if you're a spender. You can get up to 1,200 paid rubies for $60, which is exactly half off. Very, very nice. And we also have packs for each of the villains where you can buy their awakening stone if you have pulled on their banner to help with that. If you are someone who's planning on going for August A4 down the line, getting his awakening stone out of the $50 pack right now is not a bad deal. Not as good as either of these passes or the half price bundles, but if you're planning on spending, you know, more than the $60 plus the $20 for this month, then it's definitely worth the extra pickup. But again, the best value is definitely picking up these explorer passes and then the half price ruby packs and then that awakening stone in terms of spending priority if you're going to go down that route. And then at the top, you can see here, I have been hoarding my rubies. I have never had this many rubies. It is burning a hole in my pocket. I want so badly to pull on a banner. And luckily, it looks like in the roadmap, we have a summer thing coming up. It is not clear what that summer thing is going to be. However, most people are speculating that it is going to be the release of our first seasonal limited banner, which will contain EX Fior and EX Sophia. EX Fior being one of my tier 1 units that I'm going for. And so hopefully I will get to spend some of these rubies going in on her later in August. So I look forward to that. So right now I'm holding strong. August, baby, you will come home during your rerun, I promise you. That's kind of most of the important stuff I wanted to cover in just this quick overview. If you take anything away from this, it's that being a spender is getting a lot better, which is very nice because being a spender at the very beginning of the game felt really bad. So now we're finally getting a lot of value opportunities back to back. We're getting a lot of ways to compensate for actually, you know, helping the game out with our wallets, which is super nice. I also want to give a reminder to those of you guys that haven't heard yet. We have a new community challenge to do the intermediate rematches of any of the villains that we just got in the new banners. The tier 1, do it with 4 4-stars, 4 3-stars. Tier 2, do it with 2 4-stars and 6 3-stars. And then tier 3 for 300 rubies is doing it with only 3-star characters. This is super possible. There's tons of people that have already submitted their videos under the post, so definitely go check those out if you want some ideas. Submit your video to the official Twitter post and fill out their official form. You have to do both to receive your rewards. And in about a month, you will get 300 free rubies. So definitely participate. It's like the arena challenges we've had in the past. However, this one seems to be a lot more accessible to everybody, so that's really cool. And that wraps up this patch overview. If you have any questions about anything that I said, please feel free to throw them in the comments. I'll reply as best as I can. Also, if there's anything I didn't cover that you have questions about, feel free to ask. And then, yeah, in terms of the weapon stuff, hopefully I'll get a video on that stuff out later this week. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay cute. Stay safe. Much love. Boo. Yeah.